PNG Customs calls for more understanding. Morobe schools anxious about TFF funding. And PNGRFL steps up with new accommodation partner.
This is the National EMTV News with Morobe Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is Tuesday's news. Chief Commissioner of PNG Customs, Ray Paul, today said the company manufacturing cigarettes at Kennedy Estate in Port Moresby are licensed to do so. He was responding to allegations of the illegal production and distribution of cigarettes in the nation's capital. Last week, police confiscated the cigarettes and passports of the foreigners on site. While investigations continue, PNG Customs held a media conference today to clarify their stance.
Over the weekend, some illegal cigarettes were discovered in a warehouse at Kennedy Estate in the nation's capital by the National Drug and Vice Squad. In response to the allegations, PNG Customs Services has come out clear on its stance. In a media conference today, Customs Chief Ray Paul says they are aware that the company possesses an import warehousing license to bound imported cigarettes, and they have been paying legislated taxes since their operation started 8 years ago.
The company has complied with customs regulations. We've issued them customs license to operate. They've been importing, and only this year they intend to go into manufacturing.
But over the weekend, when the authorities confiscated the cigarettes, this was what Sergeant Thomas Moyang from the National Drug and Vice Squad said.
They're doing the repacking and then reselling it. That means they're avoiding paying tax when they're selling it. By importing it, yes, they pay the tax. But after repacking and doing what they can do, they sold it and they're evading tax.
Defending the government agencies, the Chief Commissioner said PNG Customs as a government agency is faced with many challenges, and they are working on strategies to address those challenges.
We have to respect the role of a government agency, as in this case, customs. Furthermore on that, let me say this, that if anyone get to see somebody is not doing the right thing and have some questions about anyone's operation in this place, please do come and let us know.
Manpower is also an issue for the PNG Customs. PNGCS Director for Internal Affairs Brian Liliwat said there are about 485 customs staffs in the country. He said they are doing investigations of any illegal operations and many staffs have been terminated. He also urged the public to have respect for the work of PNG Customs.
Understand that we're in a country where we have a lot of monopolies. These monopolies have become so powerful that they are protecting their own industries.
Rayon Lakingu, National EMTV News.
Tuition fee-free funding remains a concern for schools in the Morobe province as the 2019 academic year begins. Schools in the province are still waiting for TFF funds for the fourth quarter of 2018 as well as for the first quarter of this year. Charlene Airy with this report.
The academic year has begun, yet schools in Morobe province are yet to receive their TFF funds. According to the head teacher for St. Mary's Primary School, Nicholas Lekung, the Education Department has announced that funds for the province would be processed next week. Teachers are currently following up on the funds to buy materials for the new academic year.
The schools in Morobe, when we fronted at the bank, to see if our TFF fundings are in so that we can purchase a material for today, for the economic year today. There is none in all of our accounts.
Mr. Lakung says the delay of TFF funds is a prolonged issue for many schools nationwide. Despite concerns of TFF funds, Mr. Lakung is confident that St. Mary's will continue to perform well this year. Students started off this week by cleaning the school and classrooms, with classes to officially begin next week.
We will continue to execute our responsibilities as teachers. The student will execute their responsibility as students as well as the parents. They have to play their parenthood responsibility towards the education of their children.
Charlene Airy, National EMTV News, Ley.
Still in Ley, the Morobe provincial government owes Nawai Lutheran High School 1.2 million kina. That is according to the district MP Kennedy Wenge. Mr. Wenge said the high school has been missing out from the provincial budget for 6 years. The high school is the only existing high school in the district that was established 15 years ago. It also serves students from 3 other districts in Morobe.
This is Nawai Lutheran High School in Nawai District. It was established in 2004. The school has a population of over 700 students and 17 teachers. 243 students travel by PNV to attend classes here. This school is the only high school in Nawai District that serves 27 feeder primary schools of Nawai, Ley and Kabum District. The head of the district, Kennedy Wenge, says the high school has been missing out from the Morobe provincial budget since 2013.
6 rounds on Nokisim. Suppose 6 rounds in Nokisim, 1.2 million owned by provincial government high school now. So me like talk out the talk clear osem. Me must bulukim salilik money Morobe province must strict.
According to the school's principal, Gobuta Kosiang, accommodation for both teachers and students has always been a need for the high school. Last year, 250 female students were using a single dormitory that was built to accommodate 40 students. They will now have access to a new dormitory to ease the overcrowding through the support of the Australian government and Nawai District.
Osen big man ro Ley City na old man buklim budget do tingi mosem na why am sa Ley City na big losing things come up.
According to the Morobe provincial budget, over 441 million kina was allocated for 2019. This budget includes an allocation of 2.5 million kina for the renovation of the provincial headquarters gate and 1 million kina for the state residence that is currently being occupied by settlers from Sialum compound in Ley. Julie Badui Owa, National EMTV News, Ley.
The Board of National Housing Corporation has 5 new members. They were sworn into office this week, witnessed by Housing Minister John Kaupa. Their appointments are for a 3-year term, with the board tasked to find solutions to the NHC's problems, whilst at the same time assisting the corporation to generate much-needed funds.
In the name of the Father and of the Son.
The National Housing Corporation welcomed 5 new board members this week. They are Simon Vai, Richard Sinamoy, Vera Raga, Edric Kalai and Maria Kopkop.
Member of the Board of Directors of the National Housing Corporation.
All 5 were sworn into office this week, witnessed by Housing Minister John Kaupa. According to Minister Kaupa, the NHC has been operating without a board since 2016, which was regrettable, but with these appointments, the board is now expected to guide the NHC on how to improve its services, as well as find ways to generate much-needed revenue.
We really need your assistance, your expertise, your experience in whatever field, so that you are here to contribute to the good of this country in housing industry. So we welcome you on board, and we will look forward in this year 2019 and forward.
The Housing Minister says all 5 were appointed through stringent processes. Newly appointed Chairman Edric Kalai thanked the Minister and Government for the confidence in the new board of NHC and pledged the board's support to delivering on targets set.
We are very much aware, and I'm pretty sure that the rest of the general population are aware too, that there are issues with National Housing Corporation, and it didn't just happen yesterday. It's been accumulating for a while. So it poses a fair bit of challenge.
The National Housing Corporation has many issues to resolve, a point not lost on the NHC's chairman, with the chairman and fellow board members keen to meet with NHC's staff in the coming weeks to set out how this government organization can improve its performance going forward.
We've got the directives from the Portfolio Minister and also from NEC. The broad directives of what they expect us to actually deliver in this term. So we have 3 years in which we need to actually deliver something.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
the Departments of Treasury and Finance have released 72 million kina for the payment of councillors' monthly allowances. The payments of allowances will be made directly through to their bank accounts. Minister Kevin Isufu made this announcement yesterday, saying this should now put to rest the issue of non-payment of councillors' allowances.
Intergovernment Relations Minister Kevin Isufu clarified some issues and misunderstanding regarding the councillors' monthly allowances yesterday.
I'm happy to confirm and tell the people of Papua New Guinea now that the Department of Treasury and Finance have released 72 million kina towards the end of last year, 2018.
With the funding, councillors have been paid 2,000 kina each in December last year. He also made mention that just 2 weeks ago, councillors have been paid 3,200 kina each.
The remaining 2,000 kina for 5 months from July to December 2018 period will be paid sometime in February after due diligence checks. So all deputy presidents will also be paid the outstanding differences from 2015 to 2018. And we still have enough funds to do those payments.
Minister Isufu acknowledged the good work the councillors are doing in their communities and thanked them for their understanding and patience.
So if any councillors have missed out on the payment or have queries, then they must check. They must check with my department. At the same time, let me remind the LLGs to pay all the required monthly allowance of the appointed women representatives at the same rate that as the elected councillors, which is 400 kina per month.
Lilian Sopera Kenea, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll be back shortly with more after these messages. Stay tuned.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Axion, the grease stripper, is more powerful than ever before. It is now 100% effective in grease removal. Every concentrated dab is packed with grease and oil stripping power. A breakthrough dishwashing solution. Axion has 100% effective grease stripping power. No oiliness, no bad odor, no struggle. This is the best grease stripping dishwashing paste from Axion, the grease stripper. Axion, 100% effective in grease removal.
Are you serious? Is this the fastest you can go? Get out of here. Internet speed with Telecom PNG. I repeat, Telecom PNG is the fastest. The fastest here in PNG. So connect today to experience the difference. Telecom PNG, always there.
The Jumbo Stocktake sale is on now. PNG's biggest sale of the year, and it's on throughout January. Grab yourself savings so big you won't believe your eyes. So bag yourself a bumper bargain before they disappear. The Jumbo Stocktake sale at Brian Bell Home Centers. Sale is on now.
Share the fun with Big Boy Gum and enjoy the colorful thrill. Flavor, surprise, and chewy excitement. You feel happy, you know you will. Drop some fun, whether you're old or young, yeah. On everyone, go Big Boy Bubble Gum.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Mosby Northeast MP John Kaupa yesterday handed Edirano a cheque of 1 million kina as part of a 4 million kina payment for services in his electorate. The funds will be used to connect water throughout the electorate in efforts to ease current water problems and will include a new billing system once the project is completed.
Water, a source of life, is still inaccessible by 3/4 of the people living in Port Moresby Northeast, according to local member and Minister for Housing and Urbanization, John Kaupa.
My electorate is in the heart of the city and 3/4 are settlements, so basically water is a continuous problem. And some of the problem that faced by Edarano will be taken over by my district. We will work in partnership, the best way forward to capture water into the right doorstep. And it's going to be a meter system. When they have public water and public tape, everybody thinks, it's public water, so everybody use their, one family can use the water all night. At the end of the month, you say, bill is up to 5,000. Who's going to pay?
Minister Kaupa says that a user pay policy will be introduced in the district once the project is completed, where 5 houses in a block will be sharing a meter and each will be contributing to paying the water bill.
So that's the first part of payment.
A part payment of 1 million kina was received by Public Enterprise Minister William Duma on behalf of Edarano.
He is actually the first political leader to come forward and present money to Edarano.
Thank you.
Duma says currently the government is looking into merging Edarano and Water PNG to work as one in serving the people of PNG.
The minister has clearly indicated that he's recognized the importance of water and sewage service to the people of his electorate, and he has committed funding of 4 million kina to this very important project.
With Edarano engineers currently working on the project in certain parts of the district, Managing Director of Edarano, Raka Taviri Jr. says the only way forward to bringing vital services, not just to Port Moresby Northeast, but anywhere in the country, is to have elected leaders work with the people.
We are here to help and deliver the service. And in terms of the water service and wastewater, that's our bread and butter. But for everything to work, we need to be working in partnership.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
The Kamkamung Bridge in Ley City reopened yesterday after almost a month of upgrading. This not only lifts the standard of infrastructure in Ley City, but also brings relief to residents who have been affected by traffic congestions due to the upgrade.
The new bridge is part of Ley City Authority's plan to improve infrastructure within Ley City over the next 4 years. The upgrade was funded by the Ley City Authority at a cost of almost 1.2 million kina of DSIP funds.
We opened this bridge and it cost him almost about 1.2 million together with the Bumbu Bridge and other infrastructures that we have done.
The upgrade of Kamkamung Bridge began early this month by contractor JV PNG Investments Limited. According to the Ley MP John Rosso, infrastructure development in these areas is the responsibility of the Department of Works. However, the Ley City Authority is using DSIP funds to improve the city's infrastructure.
So thank you very much to the Governor, Honourable Ginson Sanu, for his support on this. Our member, John Rosso, is taking a very proactive look at our infrastructure and how we can develop it and build it ourselves rather than sitting around waiting for other people to take care of our problems.
The upgraded bridge paves the way for more infrastructure development within Ley City. Charlene Airy, National EMTV News, Ley.
Due to its remoteness, the Siasi Islands have an intact traditional culture and untapped tourism potential. Nawai MP and Tourism Promotion Authority Chairman Kennedy Wenge believes this potential must be tapped into to bring about developments on the islands.
The PNG Tourism Promotion Authority is committed to developing tourism in the remote Siasi Islands of Morobe. During a short visit to Siasi Lutheran High School, Nawai MP Kennedy Wenge, who is also the PNG TPA chairman, made a presentation of 10,000 kina on behalf of Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister and TPA.
Acting chairman Mikam, Turu chairman of Papua New Guinea. Mi kulungutim Lake Blomilo here, tourism is the Peninsula Island. A man long way by come to look him as Blanc Island. Culture Blanc Island and by look him.
Through TPA's commitment of 10,000 kina, the CSE Lutheran High School will now incorporate tourism, arts and culture education within its curriculum.
Me like him also just something you must stop, like culture Blanc church blow you must stop. Two plus skin blow you too. Island, culture, island, you're not going to lose and must stop.
CSE LLG representative Willa Omole and school chairman John Gerson assured Wenge that the money would be put to good use. Wenge believes this untapped potential for tourism on the islands of CSE will bring development on the island. Lillian Sopera Kenea, National EMTV News.
A New Guinea subsidiary Link PNG will resume flights into Tari Airport, Hela Province on Sunday, the 10th of February. The flights are planned to continue until the runway is closed to allow for the National Airports Corporation Civil Aviation Development Investment Program to complete works associated with the upgrading of the runway. Air New Guinea said that the Tari Airport was closed to Link PNG operations late in 2018 due to long grass and obstacles such as trees on the takeoff area. The national airline also acknowledged the Hela provincial government for their efforts in addressing these issues. Link PNG will operate twice weekly to Tari following the resumption on the 10th of February. You're with Tuesday's News. When we come back, we take a look at some stories overseas. Stay tuned.
Come on and get down to the MEGA Randall Group Warehouse Sale. MEGA with crazy prices, all stock must go, and it's on at the Home Center Gordon's, you know. Come on down to the Bridewell Group Mega Warehouse Sale with crazy bargains to be had from the 19th of Jan to the 3rd of Feb. It's all happening at the warehouse behind Bridewell Home Center's Gordon's. Follow the signs and come on and get down to the MEGA Bridewell Group Warehouse Sale. MEGA.
MAPEX Training Institute. Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses includes mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10s, 12s and the working class. Enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Hello.
I love my true kind.
Let's sing it again. I love my true kind. I love my true kind. PNG's rice, the very best rice, 'cause we all love a true kind.
Welcome back to the news. Turning overseas now, the train-busting heat means another night of kicking the sheets off many in New Zealand, with temperatures soaring across the country. Another scorcher baked New Zealand. Good for those on holidays, but not so good for others.
Even in school, it's about getting wet to stay cool. These Auckland students drenching their hats, others spending the break indoors.
The main thing is that the children stay, as cool as possible.
And it's not just kids at this Brenham rest home. The air conditioning's on full blast. But the preferred solution, ice blocks.
We're giving those out normally mid-afternoon when it's at its hottest, and lemonade seems to be the flavour for everybody.
Well, this is lovely.
Frozen treats for the SPCA animals too. The message is don't exercise your dog in the heat of the day and even put sunscreen on fair-skinned animals.
These soft paws are sensitive to hot pavements. The SPCA advises checking the temperature of the ground before you take your dog for a walk. If it's too hot to hold your hand on the pavement for 3 seconds, it's too hot for a walk.
It was the hottest day of summer in Auckland so far. Wellington's Upper Hutt a record 33.3 degrees. Beaches across the region were packed. Parts of the Bay of Plenty and Waikato felt it too. In Waiho, the paddocks are still green, but federated farmers are prepared for temperatures to stay high.
Again, if we get rain soon, that's fantastic, but most of us have planned ahead for a dry spell, and we should have feed and water available for our stock.
One orchard in the Hawke's Bay is changing the way it works to beat the heat.
We might start at 6, work through till 8, have a break, have another break at 10 o'clock, so we're actually having 2 breaks in the morning, work through till 12:30 and then knock off. Yesterday they knocked off at 2 o'clock just to beat the heat.
The fruit can get sunburnt and sweat and doesn't react well to this hot weather.
If you have a 30-degree day followed by a 20-degree night, you're actually getting no growth out of your fruit whatsoever because they just completely shut down with the high temperature.
And it's not about to get any cooler. Tomorrow's forecast to be the hottest day of the week.
The United States is pumping the pressure on President Maduro's embattled regime by unveiling sanctions on his, quote, corrupt state oil-owned company. It'll further threaten his grip on power as citizen and military dissent grows by the day.
Cross into Venezuela's unending disaster, the world's worst growing refugee crisis. And it's like the world, as you know it, is slowly ending. Oil once made them the richest in South America, but this is now the line for 3 days and nights to get a full tank. In the capital, there's a queue for everything, everywhere. Hunger breeds a special kind of anger.
This is how hyperinflation works. These groceries cost $50 now, but because of what's happening with the local currency, they'll be worth double at least by next month. People paying tomorrow's prices today.
There's no queuing for the youngest, living off what, even here, nobody wants. This isn't play, it's practice for self-defense. In a socialist utopia that now leaves nearly every stomach empty. This was the day when change was meant to come. Hundreds of thousands flooding central Caracas, watching opposition leader Juan Guaido swear himself in as interim president. But it fast turned sour. All eyes were on the army and whether it too would rise up.
It's about the military's vote. They may be throwing stones at them here, but what they really need is the army to switch sides.
But we hear from one junior officer that even when you can't feed your family, it's more complicated. I would say 80% of soldiers are against the government. Some even go to demonstrations. But the big fishers, the senior officers, are the ones eating, getting rich, while at the bottom, we have it hard.
Would you, or the soldiers you know at your level, would you open fire on resistance people in the streets?
I'd rather quit. That person could be my brother or my mother. We need a general to flip, to make a change. And as Washington says Maduro isn't president, but Moscow insists he is, everyone else walks zombie-like, further and closer towards starvation.
A leopard seal that's moved into New Zealand's biggest marina has turned from lovable rough to a dinghy-destroying predator. The 3-meter-long mammal has been wreaking havoc for boaties who say it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt.
This is Ophir, a 300 kg leopard seal. And the white thing? Well, that's a fender she's ripped off the marina.
We've had thousands of dollars with damage to fenders and dinghy. We've had our dinghy punctured.
You know, we've had up to 50 incidences now where she's ripped and damaged items.
Ophir's been spotted up and down the country over the last 6 years, but now Auckland's West Haven Marina seems to be her home.
I think for Ophir, she
she's actually looking for some type of enrichment. So she's an extremely curious animal, and she seems very comfortable in human environments, which is very rare for a leopard seal that's from the Antarctic region.
So comfortable, she's been nudging paddleboarders and baring her teeth to divers cleaning boats.
We stop work and there is a cost to that, downtime which often has to be absorbed into the business. It's not really one of those things that we can pass on to the clients.
West Haven's management is frustrated with the Conservation Department's advice.
Blowing whistles and bashing pot lids together. That's the approach to try and scare her away. We cannot get closer than 20 metres to her.
But Doc says OFA's more inquisitive behaviour is normal and boaties may need to learn to adapt.
That we might be able to trial deterring her from coming into the marina, and that's something that we're going to be working on over the next few months. So options are being investigated.
The problem is that OFA has come all the way from Antarctic waters, so even if they do relocate her elsewhere, there's every chance she'll be able to find her way back.
You know, the concern is, I think it's a matter of when, not if, she grabs a child or a dog or something, and that's, you know, it's unacceptable. Doc need to stand up and do their job and take it back to its natural habitat.
For now, boat owners are being urged not to take matters into their own hands, keep dogs on a leash and dinghies out of the water.
You're watching National EMTV News. It's Tuesday. We go for a break. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing. With less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Public awareness from IRC, payment due dates for goods and services tax, 21st of the month. Salary and wages tax, 7th of the month. Company income tax, 30 days after notice of assessment. Personal income tax, 30 days after notice of assessment. Stamp duty, due on assessment, are the withholding taxes on declaration.
Lodge appropriate tax return, which is also due on the due date as the payment date. Payment methods include FPOS. All bank debit cards are accepted at FPOS terminals at our regional centers and provincial offices. Credit cards are not accepted. Bill pay. IRC bill name is Internal Revenue Commission, code 11628. EFT direct payment. Bank credit transfer application, bank check, bank draft. IRC is no longer accepting personal company check payments. You must include your TIN and name, tax being paid, tax period, payment date and amount, your electronic payment receipt. For more information on making tax payments or to obtain copies of your receipts, call 322-6548 or 322-6773 or visit www.irc.gov.pg.
This message is authorized by the Commissioner General, IRC.
Men's BBL. Tonight at 7 p.m. Sydney Sixers will battle against Adelaide Strikers. 7 p.m. on Wednesday, Melbourne Renegades will take on Sydney Thunder. Thursday, 8 p.m. Hobart Hurricanes will go up against Adelaide Strikers. 7:30 p.m. on Friday, Brisbane Heat versus Perth Scorchers. Men's BBL, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. We begin with football. After round one of the Northern and Southern National Soccer League competition, teams are now preparing for the second round this coming weekend. In the Southern Conference, Central United, Pom United and Hekari, as well as Southern Strikers, kicked off their campaigns with a win over opponents Gulf Komara, Eastern Stars, Bougainville FC and Star Mountain respectively. In the Northern Conference, defending champions Toti City, Besta United and Tuspap Stallions were victors over Morobe United, Wawens FC and Lawaidan, while Snacks Lahi and Makam ended their match in a 0-0 draw. Round 2 of the National Soccer League competition kicks off this weekend in Port Moresby, Lae and Madang respectively. To Rugby League now, the much-anticipated Brisbane Broncos and SP PNG Hunters trial match has been cancelled. The match was called off by the Brisbane Broncos management and new coach Anthony Seibold.
Many Broncos fans in Port Moresby were looking forward to seeing some of their favourite players go up against the SP Hunters next month. The trial match was scheduled for the 23rd of February at the Oil Search National Football Stadium. Last year, the Broncos team, under coach Wayne Bennett, visited PNG, playing the SP Hunters for the first time. Though they plan to have another trial match this year, this has been called off by new coach Anthony Seibold and Broncos officials. The PNGRFL opted for a Broncos development team to play the Hunters, but that was called off as well.
The biggest reason, obviously, is that coach Anthony Seibold did not have the same view as what we originally agreed to with the Broncos, and was, first of all, they were going. He did not want the first team to come, and they were working on the development team to come, and so he wanted the safety of the players, or I'm not sure, the welfare of the players.
This now means the SP Hunters will not have a trial match in preparation for the 2019 Interest Super Cup season. Playing an Interest Super Cup team was also an option they sought to take, but logistics and costs involved to arrange this had become an issue.
Already two teams, Ipswich Jets and East Tigers, wanted to have a tri-series or all those kind of things, but then we looked at our options again, and passport, visas, bulk of our players are new, and so we had to go through a process, and we felt that by the time we get those things arranged, it won't be enough time.
It is always an advantage for the SP Hunters when they play an NRL team in a trial match. Moving forward, PNGRFL has plans to discuss with other NRL clubs for a possible trial match from next year onwards.
If you want to do trials with NRL clubs, most of them have 2-year schedules. We tried to bring the Auckland Warriors. They had already got Tigers and Melbourne Storms. We spoke to, last year we tried to speak to Cowboys. They had other things as well. We'll work hard behind the scenes to see if we can bring, hopefully Cowboys. But again, we know there'll be 2020 would already been made. What do you call it? They would have already been fixed. So we've got to find ways to talk to others as well.
Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
For the past 5 seasons, the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League has been paying for flights and accommodation for visiting teams that play the SP PNG Hunters at the Oil Search National Football Stadium. Today, the PNGRFL signed on a new accommodation partner that will ensure visiting teams are well looked after in PNG.
The Airways Hotel. Pretty high class. PNGRFL's accommodation choice for visiting Intrust Super Cup teams during the SP PNG Hunters home games. PNGRFL and Airways making it official and signing off on the paperwork. The PNGRFL locking in Airways as their accommodation partner for this year.
Last year we were necessarily with Holiday Inn for the visiting teams. This year, every year we do reviews, and in this case we've had a look at an interest from Airways, and we had some good discussions, and which resulted in this signing today.
The PNGRFL have a participation agreement to provide accommodation and pay for tickets for teams and QRL officials at every home game. It's a costly exercise, but achievable through partnership. Airways Operations Manager Manu Bajaj is confident that the experience will show the high level of hospitality that PNG has to offer its guests.
Airways has been here for last 32 years and it's locally owned, and it will be a great opportunity for those teams who are traveling to PNG to showcase and to see what PNG has to offer at its best.
For PNGRFL, it's all about sticking to the participation agreement and improving the standard that the league continues to set.
They're flying through a territory and another nation, and the standards of the competition is not compromised by lower standards. So that's the reason why we've got to always be on our feet.
Good news for the players, the facilities at Airways will be complimentary, and rest assured, will be greatly appreciated by the Queensland teams.
Recreational facilities, like if we have a recreation park where they can go and do some practicing sessions up there, or we have some pools where they can have a bit of relaxed time in the pool. We have spa facilities after a big day, maybe if they want to pamper themselves or they want to relax, so they can go for a spa. So these are all a big package which comes all together to the team apart from accommodation.
Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV Sports.
Sport fishing is not widely followed in the country, but that is slowly changing. Earlier this month, passionate young anglers braved the open ocean and unpredictable weather in the race to become the best. The one-day event was hosted by the Port Moresby Game Fishing Club.
Nice one! With the 44th National Game Fishing title set for April this year, many competitions are already setting the pace. This year's host, the Port Moresby Game Fishing Club, kick-started the 2019 season with the juniors and ladies competition, supported by more printing. The morning started with a champagne breakfast and calm waters, but that changed as the day continued. Of the 12 boats registered for the competition, only 9 took the water, carrying over 32 determined anglers. As expected, it didn't go so well for the first-time anglers, with a couple falling ill because of the choppy conditions. However, battling strong winds and high seas in the open waters continued throughout the day. Team Desperado landed in plenty of the smaller catch, along with the barracuda, while the other boats reeled in ruby snappers and the other usual suspects. The anglers managed to find some new spots, one of which loaded with a crazy amount of Spanish mackerel, providing the boats with a lot of fun on light gear as they smashed anything shiny. While the hookups were good, there were far more fish missed than landed, but Team Desperado still posted great numbers, and the boys were full of tales around the table about their near misses and lost fish. At the weigh-in, Leon Burrows, the ladies' winner, nailed a 12.4 kilogram Spanish mackerel in the 6 kilo line class. Juniors winner Denzel Muriki landed a 3.6 kilogram Spanish mackerel also on a 6 kilo line. An award for the best dressed team and other complimentary prizes were handed out during the presentation.
Okay, the lady prizes.
The next competition cast off on February 17th. Shane Saroya, National EMTV Sports.
Don't go anywhere. Trukari Sports will continue after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukari Sports.
MAPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in diploma in business courses includes Human Resource Management, Business Management, Accounting, Information Technology, and many more. For school leavers, grade 10s, 12s, and the working class. Enrollment is now open for February 4, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Introducing the new TISA UmiCard for members. Call into your local branch and complete a UmiCard account application. TISA UmiCard is so convenient. Now you can purchase goods and withdraw cash from BSP FPOS and ATM machines in PNG. Pay for school fees. Pay medical bills. In fact, anything you need where debit cards are accepted.
Tis the Savings and Loan Society.
Technology is constantly evolving, creating opportunities to grow and connect globally. Telecom PNG provides you with the best innovative and flexible solutions. Our wide-ranging product portfolio includes
fixed line business system, fixed broadband internet service, Metro Fiber network, VSAT service.
You can trust us to take care of your business solution needs.
Telecom PNG, always there.
Taste of PNG. In addition to Papua New Guineans' love for food, with curiosity for cultural signature dishes and international cuisine. Top it up with tasty, vibrant, quick and easy meals to cook and enjoy. Taste of PNG will help bring family celebrations, feasts and gatherings more fun. Taste of PNG, returning soon to MTV.
I love the way you taste.
I love the easy meal.
I love family dinner time.
I love my true kind.
I love the quality.
I love the yummy smell.
I love the energy and strength.
I love my true kind.
So many reasons, all of us agreeing. So put on your t-shirts and let's all sing.
I love my true kind.
I love my true kind.
I love my true kind.
Let's sing it again.
I love my true kind. I love my true kind. PNG's rice, the very best rice, 'cause we all love a true kind.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To Rugby Union abroad, the depth of the Black Fern Sevens squad is set to be fully tested in Sydney this week. At the same time, the third official tournament in the Women's World Series marks an incredible milestone. It's been a year since the Sevens team lost a match, a defeat which still stings.
Fresh off their Hamilton success and straight into training in Sydney. Even when they're recovering, this Blackburn Sevens team seems relentless and of late, unbeatable. And do you remember what it feels like to lose?
The feeling still sticks with us, even though it's been a successful year.
Successful is an understatement. From Commonwealth Games gold to World Cup glory and 5 straight World Series tournament wins. It's been a full year now since they last tasted defeat, a 31-0 drubbing by Australia in the final of last year's Sydney tournament.
We revisit that often, and it really helps us focus on the stuff that's really made us what we are today.
And despite the remarkable feat, they're not satisfied yet.
We still think we're probably around about 80% of our potential, so we've still got a lot of growth, and that's what we really focus on.
This week's tournament will continue to test the depth of a side missing Portia Woodman for the season and Kelly Brazier for the tournament. Question marks are also lingering over skipper Sarah Hiddeny, though she is expected to be fit. It doesn't daunt Stacey Waka, who stepped into Woodman's shoes and stood out last weekend in Hamilton.
We're two completely different players, and she gives me a lot of inspiration, but I'm just trying to be the best version of myself.
The team also taking the opportunity to test themselves in the Sydney heat, preparing for their main goal, next year's Tokyo Olympics.
And we're going to experiment a few things this weekend, so yeah, it's, we know that Tokyo's going to be a lot warmer, so we're starting to get on top of that now.
The sort of forward thinking that's helped this group stay on top for so long.
Sam Cane's return to rugby after a serious neck injury is becoming a little clearer. The Star All Blacks flanker suffered a neck fracture after a big impact playing against the Springboks last year, which led to surgery and ended his 2018 season. Cane has today fronted up in Hamilton.
It's hard to believe All Blacks flanker Sam Cane broke his neck just last October. While he's back in the Chiefs' environment, he won't see any game time till May at the earliest.
April is when I'll meet with the specialist again, and that's when I'll get a scan, and that'll be telling as to how well the two vertebrae are fused together.
While the 27-year-old believes the toughest part of the recovery process is now behind him, it did highlight what's most important.
It probably just put rugby in perspective, like within half a day for me. People saying we'd be right for the World Cup and all this sort of stuff, and I was like, mate, honestly, that's the furthest thing from my mind at the moment.
In his on-field absence, it was a no-brainer that Brodie Retallick should officially step up to a captaincy role.
The pair's been at the Chiefs for the past 7 seasons and even used to flat together.
Did you see leadership potential in him then?
Nah, although he was bigger, that's when I was like taking him under my wing. It made sense that it should have been him, but he couldn't cook. It was a shambles, but we got there.
Retallick plans to keep it simple.
Be able to ask hard questions when need be, but at the same time be a good guy and be a great teammate to be around.
58 players were training in the sweltering Hamilton heat today, or 59 if you count Tawara Kurbalo, the former Chiefs and All Blacks halfback, back from France to get married this week. And another former All Black, Kane Hames, who missed all of last year with concussion, is due back tomorrow.
He is coming, and he's still under the concussion protocol. So we just have to go through that.
The Chiefs open their pre-season campaign against the Blues in Kaikoui on Saturday.
And that's a wrap for Trukai Sports. Up next, we'll have the weather details for the next 24 hours. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Public awareness from IRC, payment due dates for goods and services tax, 21st of the month. Salary and wages tax, 7th of the month. Company income tax, 30 days after notice of assessment. Personal income tax, 30 days after notice of assessment. Stamp duty due on assessment are the withholding taxes on declaration.
Lodge appropriate tax return which is also due on the due date as the payment date. Payment methods include FPOS. All bank debit cards are accepted at FPOS terminals at our regional centers and provincial offices. Credit cards are not accepted. Bill pay. IRC bill and name is Internal Revenue Commission, code 11628. EFT direct payment. Bank credit transfer application, bank check, bank draft. IRC is no longer accepting personal company check payments. You must include your TIN and name, tax being paid, tax period, payment date and amount, your electronic payment receipt. For more information on making tax payments or to obtain copies of your receipts, call 322-6548 or 322-6773 or visit www.irc.gov.pg.
This message is authorized by the Commissioner General, IRC.
Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Wow wow.
We've improved the formula. New links with added.
Bomb chicka wow wow.
MAPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses includes mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10s, 12s and the working class. Enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Olsem Wanem, coming soon on MTV, bringing you stories from Papua New Guineans around the country. Stay informed and be educated on Olsem Wanem.
The canoe is coming from Biak in West Papua.
Unexpected is like this just been come up.
Okay, mouse low. In a way that we can last him plan and no can house no can put down a reamness like that.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
A look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region. Port Moresby, Kerma, Alota and Papaneta can expect a shower or two. Some showers expected in Daru. To the Momasa region, a shower or two all across the region in Lae, Wau, Madang, Wewak and Vanimo. to the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, Kavieng, Kokopo, Rabaul, Kimbe and Buka can expect a shower or two over the next 24 hours. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Akundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg can all expect a shower or two as well over the next 24 hours. To look at the forecast for small ships for the next 24 hours, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island sees 3 to 3.5 meters. Waters of Kiwai Island to Kerma, Yule Island to Hood Point to Samurai Island, and waters of Bogia to Wewak, Aitape, Vanimo and the northern PNG Indonesian border sees 2 to 3 meters. Waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands and waters of Samurai Island to Cape Bogle to Finschhafen, and waters of New Britain to New Island and Bougainville sees 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitias and Dampier Straits to Siasi Island to Long Island to Madang and Bogia sees 0.5 to 1.5 meters, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands sees 1.5 to 2.5 meters. And now look at the ocean forecast for PNG areas. Coral Sea sees rough to high seas with northwesterly winds at 25 to 34 knots, increasing to 48 knots over the West Coral Sea area. Solomon Sea sees light with northwest to southwesterly winds at 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea sees moderate to rough with west to northwesterly winds at 20 to 34 knots. And the Pacific Ocean sees light to moderate with west to southwesterly winds at 10 to 20 knots.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's how it is in news, sport and weather for today, Tuesday, the 29th of January 2019. On behalf of the entire EMTV News team, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods and Paradise Beverages.